Just a little programming note. Rest assured, we are back at home, starting to do some projects. Some of these projects are being a little bit more difficult than anticipated, but we'll be covering that soon. We're saying goodbye to the Grand Canyon. We're saying goodbye to Arizona and heading into California.
Various books and interviews over time, and as you move to the present, when he's talking about the last 10 or 15 years, there's not a lot there. Apple, he tries.
Well, we are here in Joshua Tree. We got here yesterday afternoon, and the temperature has been pretty darn warm. It was 101 when we got here yesterday. We got here around 2 p.m. actually. Set things up, and we immediately got the generator going. You can hear it in the background. Overnight, the temps went down into the low 70s and high 60s, but we decided that we would get up early in the morning. I wanted to try to do a little bit of astrophotography because Joshua Tree is a dark star park. My only window of opportunity, though, was about 4:30 in the morning because there was a good-sized moon still out, and then the sun rises at around 6:30. So the moon was going to set at around 5 o'clock. So I thought that would give me maybe a half hour at the most of just a dark sky. So I got Karen up. We got up around 4:15. We got out the door. We got into the park and just picked a place where I could take some pictures of the stars. Unfortunately, I would have liked to have pre-planned where I was going to take those pictures. Like, it would have been nice to get a nice photo of the stars with the Joshua Tree in the foreground, but that was not going to happen. Nevertheless, I did get a few pics off. The sun eventually came up and we enjoyed the rest of our travels throughout the park. We hit most of the highlights through there. It's always good to take pictures when the sun is either rising or setting. Even though it's pretty early in the morning, we took advantage of the cooler weather because, again, the temps got up into the mid-90s today. Now it's kind of clouded over. The park was enjoyable. There's a lot of neat features in the park. You have mountains, you have all sorts of rocks and boulders and configurations of different cactuses, and of course Joshua trees. There are Joshua trees all over the place. A lot of nice hiking trails. We drove from one end to the other, and when we went to the northern end, that was near 29 Palms, I went ahead and had our oil changed. I wanted to get our oil changed just before we left on the trip, but I could not get an appointment at my dealer. I still had some time left on the engine before I was going to need an oil change, so I kept looking for the best opportunity to do it. Since we got up so early in the morning and we were at one end of town, I looked and sure enough there was a Jiffy Lube. We went to Jiffy Lube, got an oil change, also did a tire rotation, and then we went to one other part of the park on the way back. So we entered the southern entrance of the park, went all the way up to the north entrance, and then when we returned into the park, we went to the west entrance. So we covered just about every major area of the park. We stopped at Skull Rock, that's the big attraction. Stopped at Arch Rock, I was able to get that as the sun was still coming up. It's very hard to plan timing when you want to take pictures of the stars, especially if it was just this trip, if we just wanted to come out here and take pictures of the stars and we knew that that's all we were doing, well, then I could see when the moon's going to rise, when it's going to set. Pick a particular time to come out here when there's not going to be any moon out to ruin things. But this was part of a schedule. This is just one of 27 stops, and just the way it works out is the way it works out. Sometimes happenstance is a good thing, and sometimes it's not. So we're going to be leaving Joshua Tree in the morning. We're going to head west. We pretty much took care of everything we needed to do here. We had 3 days planned here, but with the heat and having to use this generator all the time, it's just not conducive for us to stay another day and just waste gas. I called the place where we're going to be stopping next. We have full hookups there, and they said that our site is available tomorrow. So we tacked on an extra day. We're going to go down there and just chill out, so to speak. And we'll have full hookups for almost a week. Just enjoy the area. It's going to be around Rancho Cucamonga. A few things around there we want to check out. There's some family around there, and there's a co-worker I used to work with, so we're going to do some visiting down in that area. high five? Good. We're probably an hour east of LA right now, and we're staying in a small town just outside of Chino, California. This is a nice little RV park. It is called Prado Regional Park. It's a city-run park. We have full hookups here. We've got electricity, and it's nice because we can turn the air conditioner on for Willow, and we can go do some jaunts on our own. Although we will take Willow with us on some of the longer excursions. One of those excursions is going to be going to visit Vasquez Rocks. And Vasquez Rocks might ring a bell to you. You've undoubtedly seen them. I don't know if you realize it or not, but you've undoubtedly seen them because they've been in over 200 movies and TV shows. Some of the more popular ones is Austin Powers, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Blazing Saddles was shot there. The Flintstones was shot there. A couple Star Trek movies, Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home, that was shot there. And then a lot of TV shows, especially Star Trek TV shows. So if you're a fan of the original series, it's most notoriously known for the area where Captain Kirk takes on the Gorn and has the big battle there in the episode called Arena.
Now this is an interesting stop for me, not so much for Karen, but even if you didn't care about all the things that were shot here, it's still a nice park.
Up there, Father. What is it?
You promised you would do them every day. And on the first day of doing it.
The computer said the transport wasn't recommended.
Okay, so our trailer is parked about a mile that way. Please excuse the sunshine coming down over here. It's just poor timing, but I actually thought that this little attraction was going to be on this side of the street. But this is where Marty McFly hid the DeLorean, and this was the road for the new development that Marty McFly was eventually going to live in, and it was shot right here. It was also in Back to the Future 2 when Doc Brown got hit by lightning up there. We just so happened to be camping about a mile. In fact, I could almost see our trailer. I could see a couple other RVs over there, but it was a mile away, so I thought I would hop on my bike and just check it out. But yeah, this is part of Back to the Future filming right here. It's kind of neat, just a happenstance, and we just happened to be nearby, so I took a little bike ride. Pretty cool.
Now a little bit farther than a little bike ride, about a 45-minute ride by car, is the mall where Back to the Future was also shot. So this also showed up on Google Maps, and also if you go inside the mall, it's a little hard to find, but the Twin Pines Mall sign is still there. Now perhaps the best time to have visited this mall would have been at night, maybe after rain to soak down the parking lot to make it look authentic, but we were here in the middle of the afternoon. It was still a nice little thing to visit. The mall itself is pretty much dead. There's hardly anything open inside the mall. So to me, it was worth the 45-minute drive over here. Now this next attraction is a little bit further down the road, about an hour and a half.
Your destination is on the left.
That was it?
Station 51, KMG 365.
Flat 5110 for KMG 365.
LA clear, KMG 941.
If you're a child of the 70s, you probably remember the TV show Emergency, which highlighted a new thing back in the 70s called paramedicine. Now the station is still here, but the station is not called Station 51, it is actually Station 127. Now, I don't know how much of the original TV show shot a lot of the interiors actually inside the firehouse, but the exteriors, of course, showed a lot of the responding of all the trucks coming out of the barn and going down the road. But inside the firehouse, it does look vaguely familiar to the TV show. There are little homages to the actors and to the show itself, and then to the creator itself. There's a large plaque outside which tells the history of creating the show Emergency. Just a neat little stop, and our next stop, for no particular reason, we head over to the Santa Monica Pier. Not only did we go check out to see where Forrest Gump ran to the end of the pier and turned around, we also wanted to see the end of Route 66. The pier itself, of course, has a carnival atmosphere, hence all the carnival rides. Traveling through the LA area wasn't terrible, but there sure were a lot of slowdowns, and I won't miss this. As the crow flies, our RV park is about 80 miles from Vandenberg Air Force Base, and I checked the schedule and there was a launch scheduled for this evening. One of the nice things about this evening launch is the sun has just gone down, and the trajectory of this launch should give us a nice jellyfish effect. There's the end of the first stage and the start of the second stage. Once the rocket starts to leave the atmosphere and the sun is still shining from down below, it's going to give a neat jellyfish effect. On the bottom right, you can see the first stage of the rocket returning to Earth. There's going to be another rocket launch tomorrow very early in the morning, but we've got a long drive day tomorrow. It's going to be one of the worst drive days we've ever had, especially when it comes to towing the trailer. about 4 miles into this dusty, dirty, narrow, twisty, windy road, and we got another 4 miles to go. This camp area is first come, first serve. Imagine coming all this way up this mountain to find out that the campground is full. Lucky for us, it's a weekday. Right now about half the sites are filled up, so we just have to go and pick a site. I'm going to walk it because I'm not sure how easily it's going to be to get this trailer down the road here.
That was quite the ordeal to get up this mountain. A little bit more difficult than I thought. And I think my truck is going to need a bath now.
Alright, I got a spot picked out. We're just parked around the way here, around the bend, so it shouldn't be too bad to get in there.
You had to get clear the door in the tree. Do that with
Let me go back a little more. How much?
I mean, you're okay this way. Whatever you need to make it up.
Yeah, I'm just to clear the tree and see where we're at.
We need to come up 1.25 inches on the left.
I guess we'll leave it as it is.
Damn!
Hi.
That's perfect. It's very beautiful, but that ride up here was like... I can't say it's very trailer friendly.
No, I don't think the main trailers get up here. You need a bath. Yes. Day 29, basically just a travel day. We left Chino, California about 8:30 in the morning. I did have a chance to look at another launch. I got up about 4:30 in the morning. A smaller rocket than what the Starlink rocket was the night before, but nevertheless it was kind of neat to see. We got on the road. We had about 296 miles to travel today, and it turned out to be a little over 6 hours. It was kind of a long day. We're settled here by Williams Hills BLM land, and our camper is over there on the other hillside. I just went out for a little walk here. It's free camping. There are beautiful sites. It comes with a fire pit. There's really no frills here. There's no hookups or anything like that. It is free. There is a pit toilet nearby, and there's only about 7 or 8 designated sites, and it's first come, first serve. If you don't get here in time, you could probably pull off to a little clearing area that I've seen a couple of them around here. The only thing is that they're not as level as where we are at. I just had to use 2 scrap pieces of wood at 1.5 inches thick each under each tire, and we were pretty much level, dead on level. So that worked out good. I didn't even unhook. I just took a little bit of weight off the tongue. So in the morning we can pretty much get up and go. We don't have to be to our next stop till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we don't have a very long travel day. So we don't have to leave here bright and early. We can hang around for a little bit and enjoy some of the scenery. I originally thought we would stay here for 2 nights, and we cut it back to 1 because we stayed longer visiting family. But I think if you come up here, there's really not much to do other than if you have an ATV or UTV. Now, if we were group camping with a bunch of people, it's beautiful out here to start a little campfire. There's a lot of nice views. It would be great to hang out with people, cook a nice meal, stuff like that. But right now, you know, there's not much for us to do up here, so we're just gonna move on tomorrow. Again, the views are spectacular. I did mention that this is free camping here, but it does come with a price because nothing is free. Getting up here was a bit of a chore. Our first stop, Apple Maps took us to an entrance that was gated off and locked. And it actually had a sign on there that it said it was private property and do not use this to access Williams Hills BLM land. So then we started scrambling, and luckily we had a signal and we found another road on Google Maps that led us up here, but it was pretty treacherous. It was barely wider than our trailer sometimes. Thank goodness nobody else was coming down, because I don't know what we would have done, but it was about an 8-mile track up this dirt road, and it was the dustiest road I've ever been on. And there's probably a good, I can kick up about 2 inches worth of dust right now just walking on it. So it was creating quite a cloud coming up here, and my truck and trailer look terrible. They're just all full of dust. I'm hoping when we get down and we head out tomorrow that we hop on that freeway and a lot of it will blow off, but it's definitely going to need a bath or a good rain on the way into the coast. Again, a neat area. It's very pretty. It's very scenic. A lot of nice views up here. But for us to come up here for just one quick night, it probably was not worth getting the truck and the trailer all dirty. And then of course we have to leave with this 8 miles of downhill tomorrow. Hope that nobody's coming up, and go through the dust storm again.
Our next stop takes us just south of Santa Cruz. We're right on the coast in the state park, which is called Sunset Beach. There are no hookups here. There is a little water that's not too far away from us, but no electricity again. So we were charging things up and broke out the auxiliary solar panels just to keep the battery topped off. Campground is located just about a 3-minute walk from the Pacific Ocean. Now we are considered to be in the Big Sur area, so we are going to take a trip on Highway 1 tomorrow and just view all the scenes on the Pacific Coast Highway. Okay, we are halfway through our trip. That is going to do it for today. I appreciate everybody watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe to these videos. Click on that little bell when you want to know when a new one is coming out. And keep an eye on us. Take care, everybody.